Maria Fernanda, thank you so much for joining me today. To begin, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Maria Fernanda. I'm 17 years old and I'm currently studying dentistry. I will describe myself as a curious and motivated person who loves learning about how the human body works, especially everything related to teeth and smiles. I'm still young, but I'm really passionate about becoming a dentist and helping people take better care of their oral health.
That's really interesting. What made you choose dentistry as your career?
I think it started when I was a kid. I used to be a little scared of going to the dentist, but one day I met a really kind doctor who explained every step of the process and made me feel safe. After that, I became fascinated by how dentists can change people's confidence just by improving their smile. I realized it's not only about fixing teeth, it's about helping people feel comfortable and proud themselves. Also, dentistry combines science, art, and communication, which I find amazing.
How would you describe your daily lifestyle as a student?
My lifestyle is definitely uh, busy. I usually wake up early, around 6:30, because I like to start my day calmly and not in a rush. I prepare breakfast, review some notes, and then go to the classes. After class, I spend a few hours studying or practicing what I learn. But I also try to take care of myself. I exercise a few times a week and I try to eat healthy. I think balance is the key because if you only study and don't take breaks, you end up exhausted and lose motivation.
That's very true. How do you usually manage stress or academic pressure?
Honestly, dentistry can be stressful because there's a lot to learn, especially in the practical parts. I try to manage stress by organizing my time. I make to-do lists and set realistic goals for each day. For example, I divide big tasks into smaller ones so I don't feel overwhelmed. When I need to relax, I listen to music, take short walks, or talk with my friends. Sometimes even 5 minutes of deep breathing helps a lot, and I've learned that it's okay to rest. You can study well if your mind is tired.
That's a great attitude. What does a normal week look like for you?
During the week, most of my time goes to classes, labs, and studying, but I always try to include activities that make me happy. For example, on Fridays, I like to go out with friends to have something to eat or just talk. On weekends, I review um, that I learned during the week. I also spend time with my family or watch movies. I believe a student life should not be only about studying. It's also about growing as a person and learning to manage your time and emotions.
That's very true. What are some challenges you have faced in your studies so far?
One of the biggest challenge has been learning to work with real patients. It's exciting, but also a little scary at first. You have to be careful, precise, and empathetic. Sometimes patients are nervous, and it's your job to help them feel calm. Another challenge is the amount of information. There's so much to memorize about anatomy, materials, and techniques. But I've learned to take it a step by step and not give up when something feels difficult.
Okay, what qualities do you think are most important for someone who wants to be a dentistry?
I think patience, patience is number one. Dentistry requires time and precision. You can rush through pro- procedures. Then comes empathy, understanding how your patients feel is essential. Many people are afraid of the dentist, so being kind and gentle can really make a difference. Finally, responsibility is key because patients trust you with their health. You need to stay focused and always keep learning to improve your skills.
Let's talk about your goals. What are your short-term goals right now?
My short term goal is to keep improving my practical abilities and to gain more confidence with when treating patients. I also want to keep a good academic average and participate in voluntary activities, maybe dental campaigns that help people who can afford treatment. I think that's a great way to learn and give back to the community.
And what about your long-term goals? Where do you see yourself in the future?
In the long term, I'll love to specialize in orthodontics or cosmetic dentistry because I really enjoy the artists part of designing smiles. I dream of having my own dental clinic one day, a place where people can receive high quality care at affordable price. It also like to continue studying and maybe even become a professor to teach future dentistry students. Sharing and knowledge is something that inspired me.
Oh, that's amazing. Who has inspired you the most in your career path?
Definitely, my family and my professors, my parents have always supported me and taught me the value of hard work. And some of my teachers have showed me how passionate and patient a dentist can be. They don't just teach techniques, they teach values like empathy and ethics. Seeing how much they love their profession motivates me to keep going.
Now, um, what advice would you give to other young people who want to study dentistry?
I will tell them to make sure they really love it. Dentistry is not an easy career. It takes effort, discipline, and a lot of patience. But if you truly enjoy what you do, it's worth every hour you spend studying. Also, don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are part of the learning process. Be curious, ask questions, and try to learn from everyone around you. Most importantly, remember that being a good dentist is not only about teeth, but about people.
That's very inspiring. And finally, how do you imagine your life 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see myself finishing my degree with more experience and confidence. I imagine myself working with patients, smiling, and learning every day. I have to start my specialization by then and to continue growing as a professional and as a person. I want to help people feel better about their smiles and show that going to be to the that going to the dentist doesn't have to be scary. That's the kind of dentist I want to be and one who change fear into trust.
That's wonderful, Maria Fernanda. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your goals with us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to talk about my journey. I hope I can inspire others to follow their dreams.